Hi, Tim Qualls down here at my favorite place to shop. That's Willie Farms, right outside Townsend, between Townsend and Smyrna, Delaware. Easy to find on Route 13. Everybody should know where it's at. Easy to get to. And the nice thing is, if you can't get down here and you want to shop a little bit before you get down here, website.
Absolutely, williefarmsde.com.
And of course, Donna Cavender here with me. And we're also going to talk about, because every week we do TV shows, and they're on the YouTube. How do people watch those, Donna?
Just go to youtube.com/williefarmstv.
And there you go, and you can watch all the different segments.
And you can choose from which one you want to see. We've got lots of informational videos for you there.
Yeah, educational is what I like, not just informational, but how to prepare things. I mean, we got some good things we're going to rerun in today's show, like...
Yeah, we've got really great response from the folks about the honey segment. And a lot of people don't know a lot about honey, so we brought our honey guy in.
I got educated. I'm telling you, I'm a honey guy. Every morning I got my honey. But we're also going to do some things on one of the popular things that really took off was essential oils.
Oh my goodness, the essential oils, people really latched onto that, and we've been answering a lot of questions about essential oils.
And another thing, we always try to do some preparation because we're in the middle of food. So
yeah.
that we give you ideas from not only the chef here, but some of the ideas that the Willie family use at home. Sarah's going to do some wraps from her past show.
Yeah, really good things that you would never think about to make as a meal or an alternative to a sandwich, and that's a lettuce wrap.
One of our more popular segments was when Sarah made wraps, and people want to see that because lettuce wraps, you don't realize what you can do, how you can make wraps. I mean, there's a lot of different things, so we're going to show you that as well. But it's coming into the season. I mean, we're not far away from it. You think, well, it's still middle of winter time, it's cold outside, but it's not cold for growing because
now's the time to start dreaming about what your garden is going to look like and what you're going to put in there. And you can start early. When it's cold out, you can start early, and we've got all those early starter systems here for you.
And a little bit of education of why you want to start early too. We'll save that for a surprise, but we got to get it started and everything. I think our first segment's going to be what, Donna?
First segment is on honey. All the things you need to know about honey and how it can make you really healthful. And here, we're going to send this one home with you.
Oh.
Yeah, you put that in your tea, hot tea.
No, not lollipop.
Oh,
lollipop.
okay,
So,
all right.
yeah, I'll take it straight off. Let's go to that first segment, which is going to be honey.
Honey. And here we are in the honey department here at Willie Farms, and I have a special guest with me today. We have Darren Saucer from Be Natural. Good morning, Darren.
Good morning.
And we're here because just the other day, I was coming through the market, and a customer stopped me and asked me a question about honey, and I didn't know the answer. So I said, I've got to get somebody here to have all of the answers about the honey. So with Be Natural, these are all of the products that you provide for us. And the question that the lady asked me was, she said, now this says raw honey, and this says raw honey, but they look different. Now, why are they different?
They do. They're two not totally different products, but they're handled a little differently. The liquid product has been filtered, but it hasn't been heated, so it's still raw honey.
Okay.
Because it's been filtered, it's going to stay liquid for 3 to 4 months. In cooler weather, it'll crystallize a little bit faster.
Okay, now you say filtered. How does it get filtered?
Maybe strained is a better word, but we put it through several layers of cheesecloth.
Oh, all right.
And then bottle it.
Okay, and this other one?
In cooler weather, again, it's going to crystallize faster.
Okay, all right. And then what?
It's raw honey.
So what do you do when it crystallizes?
If you boil a pot of water, take it off the heat, put your container in it. Put your container in the water. It's usually enough heat to reliquefy it without changing the color or the flavor.
And of course, you have to be careful because it's a glass jar.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And also careful with the plastic.
Oh, right. Sure. Absolutely. Okay. So that we know about this. And what about this? The difference in that?
This is a raw, unfiltered product.
So this is what this looks like before you filter it.
Not totally. This will be a little bit more cloudy than what you see in the jar, but this actually has particles of wax, pollen, propolis, and because it's there, that increase or speeds up the process of crystallization.
Okay.
So the sugars are crystallized in this, so it's more of a loose jelly than it is a liquid. It's a very nice flavor. Some people feel you get a little bit more nutrients because there's a little bit more pollen, probably a little bit of propolis in there.
Okay, well, that's what I was going to ask. Why would the customer come in and choose one or the other over the other one? It would be because...
It's just processed a little bit less.
Okay.
A little bit closer to what would come right out of the hive.
Okay. All right. And speaking of coming right out of the hive, we also have this too, with you can see the honeycomb right in there. And so tell us how this is processed and gets into the jar.
This product is always a very limited supply, and you're always after me to try to make more. I try my best, but we're always out. This is basically our raw filtered honey poured around a piece of the actual honeycomb.
Okay.
The comb's just cut right out of the hive, put in the jar, and then we pour our honey around it.
Okay, great. And of course, we've got the smaller jars here, and of course, this everybody knows about the Honey Bear. Mm-hmm. So we've got this, and also in the smaller sizes of the Honey Bear.
Right. And
but
I try to match up the 12-ounce size, 24-ounce, 48-ounce, so you have a choice between glass or plastic.
okay,
Some
great.
people prefer the glass.
Right. So there is a choice there, and also, of course, we have the larger sizes of the
80
filtered
ounces in either glass or plastic.
I see a lot of customers coming in and they pick up the really big jars. And now, how long would a jar like that last for a regular user?
That's a good question. I have a lot of customers. Every 2 weeks or so, I see them getting another jar.
Wow.
I always tell people, if you don't use a lot of honey, try to get it amount that you'd use in 3 to 4 months, because the raw honey will start to crystallize.
It will start to crystallize, and then you have some issues. Okay. Now, when I first started coming here and seeing the honey display, I saw this. The pollen. Now, it's honeybee pollen, and you can see that it's little crystals. It's not in liquid form at all. So tell me about the pollen and what we can use that for, and why people want to buy the pollen.
Sure. It's actually pure plant pollen, and we collect it from the bees as they're coming into the hive. We put up what's called a pollen trap. It's basically a metal grid or mesh. As the bees hit their legs against it with the pollen sacs, the pollen drops in, and then it's air dried.
Okay, so
Pollen's very high in B vitamins, has all your amino acids. I think it's 22% protein by weight.
I did hear that some people are using the pollen, like a teaspoon of pollen, instead of those energy drinks, because it does give you lots of energy.
Being 22% protein, it definitely gives you a big boost.
Okay.
And you want to eat that raw, so you take it off a spoon, put it in a smoothie. Some people sprinkle it over ice cream. There's no sweetness to it.
Okay.
Tastes a little bit like wheat germ, maybe.
Maybe put it on your cereal?
Put it on cold cereal also.
Okay, great. And how about this? We have this. It's beeswax. And why would someone come into the market and purchase a brick of this beeswax?
Beeswax can be used for crafts, woodworking, people that want to make their own skincare products. Some people melt it down, make their own little candles. But that's a byproduct of the honey. When we're done extracting the honey, we end up with capping wax, which you can melt down, and we pour it into a little block, and that's the beeswax.
Okay, because when you make whatever you make, there's always a byproduct. Is that basically the only byproduct that you have with the honey making?
We do the beeswax. We do make candles. We have the pollen and our local raw honey. That's pretty much it.
Okay, great. And also we have these honey sticks. This takes me back to my childhood. The kids used to get these, but these are in many different flavors. This happens to be cinnamon. We've got the green ones, which are probably apple, yes. So there's lots of different ways that you can get your honey. And of course, we have a wonderful display here with all of Darren Saucer's Be Natural product here. And Darren, I'm going to have you hold the microphone here for a second. And like I've never had honey before, I'm going to have a taste out of the Honey Bear, because that's what we always think about, getting our honey, putting it in our tea in the morning, and boy, that's good.
Good stuff.
That's good stuff.
And the
All
color
right.
and the flavor will vary depending on the time of the year, because it's small batches, and depending on what's in bloom, that
Okay.
determines the color and the flavor.
And I also understand that honey is very important when you're trying to manage your allergies, right?
Local raw honey and also the pollen. It's almost like a natural immunization.
Okay.
As long as you eat it raw, definitely helps with pollen allergies.
And you have to do that for maybe a month or two to sort of develop that immunity.
Right. That's one thing a lot of people do wrong. Once the allergies start, then they try it. You should try to get going a month or so before
Right.
your allergies start.
Okay, great. Darren, thank you so much for all of the great information. Really appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Now we know all about honey.
And we're back again. I really appreciate all the folks that stop by the market and say that they're watching the TV show. And remember, you can always watch it on our YouTube channel, Willie Farms TV. So don't forget about that. But we've done a couple of segments that have been really, really popular. One was on wraps, and that was where Sarah made some really good wraps, lettuce wraps, and different choices for sandwiches without the bread. So we want to rerun that one for you. And also, we did a segment on essential oils. We've got some great products on essential oils. These are kind of like do your own spa day at home, so you can check those out. And we've got a great selection of essential oils. So let's see that segment on essential oils, and then we'll go to the wraps.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Tim.
You're going to do now. You got wraps here, and it amazes me what you got going on. I mean, because you were telling me you can do anything you want.
Yes, you can. You can use any kind of filling. You can use cheese, meat, vegetables. You can make them vegetarian or not. You can do anything you'd like when you make a wrap.
Yeah, and maybe some of the candy that we're going to talk about here in a little bit too. So no, you're going to get started. You're going to what are you going to make for us first here?
Okay, first I'm going to make a vegetable wrap. It's going to look like this. And second, I'm going to make what's called a lettuce wrap. So let me get started with the vegetable wrap.
Yeah, because Donna, you can come in here with us as well, because I'm looking at all the ingredients, and you're talking health all the way around.
Oh, sure. You've got protein in your cheese if you're not going to put any kind of meat in your wrap. And Sarah's using a spinach wrap right there, so you're talking healthy there. Avocados, very, very healthy, and she's going to put some guacamole on there.
Yeah, so now you made that guacamole yourself, right?
I did make the guacamole.
Yeah.
I did have to make it myself, but I've chosen a spinach wrap, and you could choose any type wrap that you wanted. So we'll start with a bed of guacamole.
Because I was going to say wraps. I guess they got corn wraps, flour wraps, whatever kind of wrap you want. But spinach, when talking health, I mean, there again, vegetables got a lot of protein in that. Or what's in spinach?
Spinach is protein, yes, and good vitamins, vitamin K, and lots of good vitamins.
Yeah, I just know Popeye always ate it, so that's I build muscle from it. Now you're putting my favorite. Now, folks, I got to tell you, while she's putting this here, this is the best salsa you ever put in your mouth. They sell it down here at Willie's. They got corn chips that go with it. I don't know about the wrap and putting it in that, but I know the corn chips, but it's got to enhance the flavor.
It absolutely does. So we've put some sour cream, we've put some salsa. And now we're going to add some lettuce leaves.
So that romaine lettuce, I guess, just add that, or you can put whatever kind you want.
Whatever kind of lettuce that you'd like. And then I have some shredded cheese, and again, any kind of shredded cheese that you would like.
Well, I like it because you can, like Sarah was saying, you could put anything that you, what do you want on there? Because she's going with what she would do right now. And speaking of tomatoes, they're fresh right down here. I mean, I can't believe the tomatoes you guys got sitting on the shelves, and they look great cut up. And now some peppers as well.
Some thinly sliced red pepper and green pepper, a little shredded carrot, some finely chopped cilantro, some sliced olives.
Now, when you open this jar, I'm telling you, nothing. That makes me feel at home, Texas style. When you talk about the jalapeno, and I didn't realize it, but that's just absolutely delicious.
Yeah, these jalapenos are actually sweet. I don't like a very hot jalapeno. But you could put any kind of hot pepper or any kind of pepper that you wanted.
That just makes the wrap smell like I want to eat it now. It gives it some smell to it as well. But look at that, Donna. I mean, you're talking about it, all health right there.
That's right. It looks great, and she's rolling it up as tightly as she can. And look, she's got so much in there; it's just all squeezing out. That's great.
Yeah, and pretty much it's done now. What a great, versus going out someplace and spending a lot of money. What a great way to have a lunch. What a great lunch that would be.
Absolutely. It's fresh, it's easy, and you can pack it in your lunchbox for school or for work. This one's called a lettuce leaf. There's quite a few people who might want to have a wrap without the bread. There's people on a gluten-free diet. They may be on wheat-free. They may be on the paleo diet where there's very little grains eaten. So what I'm going to do
is I'll let you wrap that as you're putting that. You're getting the deal away. I'll get over here to Donna, and you kind of commentate this. It's like a game of some type.
I get to do the color commentary.
Now she's patting the lettuce.
She's patting the lettuce, yes, and she's using iceberg lettuce here, but you could also use the romaine, which we used for the other wrap. You could use a full romaine lettuce leaf and do the same thing with the wrap. Now she's using some meat in this one.
This is chicken, I believe. Sliced chicken, am I correct?
This is actually sliced turkey, but you could use any kind of leftover roast chicken or roast beef or steak, or you could use a deli-style sliced meat.
Yeah, so anything you want to do, and then of course instead of guacamole, she's got the cut up avocados.
Avocados, great. I have one every day. It's really, really good for you.
Yeah, and then when you're talking about this, as she gets on down through here, because she's actually got some citrus that she's going to be adding to this too.
That's right, and just proof positive that you can put in these wraps whatever you want, your favorites. It goes in and makes it look and taste really, really good.
Yeah, and you can learn so much more. I want to remind everybody, if you have any questions at all on anything that you see on today's show, you can pick up the phone and call down here. You can come down and talk to them and talk about different things that you can put into the wraps and everything else. It's all here for you at Willie Farms. Now, what are you adding there now, real quick?
Well, I've added slices of orange, and this is called the pith, this white, but there's actually a lot of nutrition in the pith, so I left it right on.
Yeah, okay, well, then you're adding what?
I have basil, mint, which you could use fresh or dried, some dried chives, and then some salt and some pepper.
Well, as she's wrapping that up, we'll watch her complete that as we move to our next area here. But I want to remind everybody once again, if we could, that today's show, we're kind of featuring on the health end of things and trying to get all that out there. And we're going to go down and talk about, oils and things like that. But before we get into that, let's talk about location one more time, Donna.
One more time. We're located right on Route 13, very easy access. If you're on Route 1, you can get off at Odessa and come south, or if you're coming from the south, when you're coming up north, just get off in Smyrna, and you can't miss us, right on Route 13.
And this is all done, Sarah. You did a great job on that wrap, too.
Oh, thank you so much.
And thank you. And wrap. Hey, people, get healthy. Wrap. Let's go get healthier and do some oils, too. Now, we're talking about things that's good for the inners, but you got some things that you can do, health-wise. And that's what we're kind of focusing on today is health. But you got a lot of product in here for health that you don't necessarily eat.
Oh, that's absolutely right. We have a whole ton of extracts, and we have the essential oils, which is really for wellness and for mental health. It's for your mental health. It helps you sleep better, and it just makes you feel better.
Yeah, see, I was always wondering what essential oils are, and it's aromatherapy. I mean, so, for smell, what are we going to do here?
Well, we have over 40 varieties of essential oils right here in the store. We also have the extracts as well, but today we're going to work with the essential oils. Now, you can use it for a lot of different things. What I'm going to show you is how you can use an essential oil to put in your bath water just to make you feel better.
And that's what it's all about. People don't realize what you can do to your body to make you feel better, and through breathing or just oils on the skin, whatever. Just it makes it so much better. What are you doing here?
The sense of smell. I just wanted to say the sense of smell is so integral to how you feel, and it can trigger different feelings within you. And this is just how you feel better all the time. Now, what we're doing is mineral oil. We want 2 cups of mineral water, actually, sorry, this is mineral water. So we put 2 cups of that in there, and we also have the mineral water here. This is the Pellegrino, but we also have this other in this beautiful blue bottle. We also have this available as well. It's just your preference. Then you take the extract of 1 lemon. So you just take a lemon, and if you squeeze it this side up, you attempt to not get the seeds in the water.
Oh, wow, I never thought about that, because you're blocking the seeds from
Right, right. So you just squeeze and this is called the extract of the lemon. You do that for the whole lemon. Put that in there. And then here's where the essential oils come in. You take 2 to 3 drops of peppermint in this recipe.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I was looking at the different oils. I couldn't believe how many different oils there are back there.
Well, you put 2 or 3 drops, so 1, 2, 3. Okay. Doesn't seem like much, but these
It's
essential
changing
oils,
my mood. I'm going to cry. No, but that's what it does. It changes moods.
Yes, yes. And essential oils, I have to remind people that they are very concentrated, and that's why you only need 2 or 3 drops in these different recipes. So you whisk that all together. You get that together. And can you smell it?
I can. I mean, it's amazing to me that and this you would add to a bath. You're saying, or
Yes. What you can do is you put it in this little spritzer bottle, which is what I'm doing right now. We get just enough in there so that we can show you. You put it in a spritzer bottle, and then what you do is you spritz it like after a bath. You spritz it on yourself.
Oh, wow.
And you just see that peppermint, and then whatever's left, you put like maybe a half a cup in your bath water, and take your bath, and just makes you feel better. Isn't that nice?
Oh, yeah, that's a very nice aroma. I mean, I could go around smelling like that all day, because and it depends, I guess, what oils you want to use. Because, like I said, I couldn't believe the amount of oils back there.
There's all kinds, and some names that you don't even recognize, I'm sure, because I didn't recognize them either when I was going through it. And there's different ways that you can do it. You can do it this way, or you can do it through a diffuser. And we have a couple different types of diffusers, and that is putting the oil in these diffusers, and it gets out into the air.
I love that smell.
A lot of people think of the essential oils and the fragrances, they think in terms of massage. And you can make your own little massage oil. And what you do is, this is for stress, to get rid of stress. So you take 2 ounces.
I'm going to rub some on the limo guy when we finish this.
You take 2 ounces of this sweet almond oil. This is sweet almond oil. Put that in there. There we go. 2 ounces of that. Then you've got the lavender.
Oh, yeah.
Lavender essential oil.
Now, there's your drops here when you come to these.
These are drops. So you do.
Just a couple little drops, yeah.
Because, like I say, it's very concentrated. Okay, so you put some lavender in.
That will last you a long time.
That will last you a very long time. And then you have, now this is one that I'd never heard of before. I even had to look it up to find out how to pronounce it. It's ylang, Y-L-A-N-G, ylang.
Yeah, and just a natural oil?
It's essential oil, yes. And this particular thing, it's a tree, actually, and you get the oil from, let's see, 2, that's it. 2 drops there. And you get.
Don't throw off the recipe, Tim.
I know. And here's another one that I wasn't particularly familiar with, and that is patchouli. But apparently, the hippies of the 60s loved patchouli oil.
Well, we were there, Donna. We don't know about it.
So we put one drop of patchouli oil in there, and then the last thing is a drop of orange. Everybody loves orange. Oops.
Now, is that...
There we go.
Now, this is all just is a massage oil.
Yes, this is a massage oil. So you stir that all up, mix it up well, and that's your massage oil right there.
I don't want to ruin my fragrance, so you're going to have to do it on this hand, just a little bit, bit on that hand there.
Okay, right here on your hand.
Well, that feels good.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
it feels good, and then
Got a nice aroma
It's a
too.
fresh
Yeah,
aroma.
right.
Yeah, fresh aroma.
I like that spritzer one myself. That peppermint, I'm gonna smell like peppermint all day. But like I said, that's one of the different recipes that you can make, and I guess you can go online and find a lot more of.
there's so many out there.
Well, we hope that you really enjoyed those segments that we had run before, but we got a lot of great feedback on them, so we wanted to show you them again. But right now, it's time to start thinking about what you're going to dream about in your garden. So we've got Joey here to help us talk about how to get your garden started early. Because, some people wait until the weather outside gets really nice and warm and then they get started. But you can actually start a little earlier than that, right, Joey?
That's right.
Okay.
You can start it inside your house in one of these nice little kits.
All right, we've got lots of things to look at here, and there's some that are plantable and some that are not.
Right. There's many different ways you can do it. One of these examples here is one that actually comes with everything you need.
Okay.
This little disc here is is actually the soil.
Okay.
And you're going to place your seed in the little hole, and then when you go to water it, the soil will expand into like a little plug.
Right.
And then you'll just keep it in here until the weather is warm enough outside, and you can transplant
it
into the ground, and then you've got a nice head start.
Okay, great. And we have these here also, but these don't have the dirt in them, right?
Correct. These kinds are a little bit cheaper. For someone that's been doing it a while and they kind of know what they're doing, they don't need as much help. You can buy a tray like this, and it comes with the dome and the little seed packs, and then you can just add your own seed starting soil, which we sell by the bag here as well.
And the dome serves like a greenhouse to keep it nice and
keeps it nice and humid. Which they need humidity to germinate and heat, which is why we also sell these, which is a heat mat that you can put under the tray, which gives it a little warmth for people that maybe don't keep their house at 72 like me, try to save a little money. So that'll keep the seeds warm and help them germinate.
Okay, great.
They also come in different sizes if you're not trying to grow a huge acre or so and you just need a few. This is a nice windowsill one that you can just place in the windowsill. It doesn't take up a lot of room.
Okay, and I see that these have the pods
dirt discs
in
also,
there as well. Okay.
And then
we have this one, which has the little pots.
Which you can plant that directly into the ground.
Okay, so you put the dirt in there and you get your seed, put it in there, get it started, and then you can take this and replant it.
Exactly, just break them apart and plant them as you wish.
Perfect.
Or they sell them separately if you want to do that.
Okay, if you don't need that many.
Exactly, if you already have your own tray and you just want the basic.
All right. And of course we're standing here in front of all of the seeds, and you have all these, but you need the seeds as well.
Right. We have all kinds of different perennials, annuals, vegetables, herbs. We have a pretty good variety there.
And I was noticing that these are some interesting seed packets, and they're seeds on tape.
Correct. You just lay the tape down in the dirt. Certain seeds you can't really transplant once you plant them, so they wouldn't really work for like a tray like one of these.
So you couldn't start onion, radish, or
carrots or onions.
This.
Exactly.
And then transplant it
when the weather
gets warm. They don't
like to transplant.
They don't like that. Okay.
Directly into the ground. So you can do it with the tape. You can even buy the packs of seeds and you just directly into the ground.
Right.
Once it's a little closer to mid-April.
The tape makes it easier to spread the seeds out.
And it kind of it leaves out all the guesswork as far as how far apart should I separate them, and it gives you a nice line of what you're planting.
Okay, great. So, I can always use a little help in the garden, that's for sure.
Right. And for someone who really knows nothing about any of this and just wants to give it a try, a company came out with these things called Growables this last year, and this here, you can put this directly into the ground and just pull the tape off the top.
And you're done?
And you're done. You just keep it watered and you're good. The only thing with these, you got to wait until the end of April.
The weather gets warmer.
Exactly.
Okay, all right. But nice to know that those are available. And this is parsley. We've got cilantro, cucumbers, and tomatoes.
Peppers.
Peppers.
Great.
There's
12 different ones that we started with to see how they go.
Okay. And, wonderful. And of course, we have the onion sets.
Onion sets, yes. Yeah. You could start those now, actually.
Oh, you can?
And we should be getting in a nice variety of those probably within the week.
Okay. Wonderful. So we've got everything that you need to get your garden started early.
That's right.
And you start it indoors. We've got the seed starting potting soil over there. We've got everything to keep them warm inside.
Right.
And what's the main reason why you want to start early?
Well, with the way the weather works for us here in the Mid-Atlantic area, we only have so much time of really good growable weather. And so if you wanted to start in May, you could, but you wouldn't get as much tomatoes or peppers as you would if you would start the plant inside and then move it outside the minute you can.
So all those guys that have, here's my first tomato in June, they started early.
They probably had their seedlings in the tray.
Okay. All right, great. And when you do things yourself, you also have control over what's going into your vegetables.
Right, and you're not putting in funny chemicals or weird bug killers that, you have total control.
Okay, great. Thank you, Joey. And that's how you can get started early for your garden.
Hope you enjoyed today's show. We got to wrap everything up. Remember, Willie Farms, located right there in Townsend, between Smyrna and Townsend on Route 13. Hours of operation real quick, Donna.
8 a.m. to 7 p.m., 7 days a week.
And you can get everything you want. You got the produce year-round, citrus in, bananas in. I mean, it's all here, just like it is in the summertime. It's a full-time season.
Year-round, we're here.
And don't forget to visit the home decor section. Until next time, for Donna Cavender and the entire Willie family, thank you for watching. We'll see you. Bye-bye.